Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. And this is a paid request for Ben. And he wanted me to do a commentary on the Jean-Claude Van Damme film, The Shepherd, Border Patrol. Always been very nice, very kind, very generous, so thank you, Ben. I know you did send in another one. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. But, yeah, this is a Jean-Claude Van Damme film I do remember enjoying. It's been a while since I've seen it, so I don't know if I'll remember a whole lot of details. Because, I mean, I love Van Damme, but there's some of his films I haven't rewatched a whole lot. Not for any reason other than just time, and there's just so many movies out there to watch and rewatch, among other things. But for anyone that wants to request any other type of videos, topics, reactions, tier lists, rankings, video game playthroughs, streams, commentaries, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it. I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. PayPal is the best way to do it. Do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in info box, and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. So I'm paused at the beginning. Let's get right into it. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. We have the stage 6 films monitor coming up, and then we have some fog, and I believe we're going to be, there's a smoke, Kabul, Afghanistan. We got some fire with this again. Been a while since I've seen this, so I'm not going to remember all the details. Isn't it like a bomb disposal thing, like a bomb trying to be disarmed? Maybe not now, maybe later. But I know this is directed by Isaac Florentine. Now this is a director that I've liked some of his stuff. He did Bridge of Dragons with Dolph Lundgren, especially stuff he did with Scott Adkins, who is in this film in a supporting role. It's fine, I just mentioned Scott Adkins. But I would say the stuff the director did with Scott Adkins are, I would say, his best ones. The Undisputed sequels, which I think are much better than the first Undisputed. But Undisputed 2, 3, and 4, Scott Adkins was in all 3 of them. I think those are very good. He also had... Yep, there you go. Well, if you weren't sure who was Scott Adkins, that definitely is proof in the pudding. Scott Adkins was not entirely well known during this time. I think Undisputed 2 had come out, but not 3 and 4. But he played the character Boyka. And after this, Isaac Florentine obviously was a fan of the guy, worked well with the guy. He did a film before, I forget what it was called, not Special Forces, but, or maybe it was Navy, U.S. SEALs, or U.S. SEALs 2, maybe. It was one of those films that Isaac Florentine did with Scott Adkins, the first film. Then used him in this, and later on did Ninja, Shadow of a Tear, Close Range, and used them in the other Undisputed 3 and 4. I said the stuff between those two, for the most part, are a lot of fun. Now, of course, this doesn't star Scott Adkins. It stars Jean-Claude Van Damme. Now, this came out in 2008. This came out the same year as Rambo 4 got into theaters, which I saw in the theater. It was a great experience. And Van Damme was still putting out some good ones during this time. I mean, he had gone the direct-to-video route in the early 2000s, and he had fun ones like The Order, which was kind of his version of Indiana Jones, treasure hunting, but he was also looking for his father, played by Charlton Heston, and Brian Thompson from Cobra was the villain, and it was a bit of an adventure tale. And then you find out there's other stuff going on where people are in danger, and there's this big bomb. Van Damme has to stop it, but it has definitely an adventure feel to it. And then Replicant was a good one, where he played a clone and a serial killer. The same year, or around the time GCVD came out, which was a very solid acting performance. And after this, for me personally, it kind of went downhill. Other than Six Bullets, which I thought was pretty good. And he did good at Expendables too. He wasn't the problem with that film. But I did not care for the Universal Soldier sequels, Regeneration and Day of Reckoning. I was not a fan of those two. Assassination Games he did with Scott Adkins. Was not a fan of that movie and its pissy little filter look. Blackwater, We Die Young, just a lot of films he did. Other than Six Bullets that I just was not a fan of. Definitely an interesting way to start a Van Damme movie. Person contemplating what they're going to do, and there you go. On that, yeah, that was reminds me of Xena Warrior Princess. Yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, Van Damme at this point, I mean, he was still, like I said, making some good ones, and I think there's something weird between him and Van Damme. Even though they worked together on a lot of films, this one, Assassination Games, Expendables 2, I say that because sometimes he's asked about Van Damme and his answers seem a bit aloof. Maybe sometimes a little bit cryptic. And he's one of those few guys that never did his art of action. Dolph Lundgren did it. Mark Dacascos did it. Jeff Speakman did it. Even Steven Seagal did it, but not Van Damme, the guy he worked with the most. So there's definitely something to that. And sorry, I do have a little bit of dinner here, so I apologize, but just trying to find time to do this and figure this is the best time to do it. So I'll be eating for a little bit, so I apologize for the smacking of the food. Him and his pet rabbit. How many heroes have a pet rabbit? Didn't the Doomslayer have a pet rabbit? Who's that, Charles Bronson's dad? No, of course not. And sadly, Van Damme never worked with Isaac Florentine again. But I mean, Van Damme's recent track record of movies, like a lot of action heroes, just have not been that great. I mean, like I said, Blackwater, We Die Young, The Last Mercenary. So you know this guy's cool. He's got his glasses hanging on from his shirt like that. Like he's Maverick from Top Gun. You wonder who the person is that has to do this stuff, like print those two pieces of paper and put them on the wall or something. Which probably I'm the only person alive to watch this film and wonder about those two pieces of paper on the wall next to her. But hey, someone had to make it and someone had to put it up. Ramon Garcia. I see this all the time, but I always wonder how Van Damme got that bump on his head. Because he's had it for the longest time, that bump right here on the right side. Just anytime I see it, I just see it ballooned up. But I guess like earlier films, either he didn't have it or the hair hid it. But in this era, it just was much more noticeable. What do you say, lady? Do you speak English? Oh, you barely understand what the fuck she's saying. Is this the song from Desperado? Yep, it is. When Antonio Banderas does the fight scene in Desperado at the bar, at the end of the bar, fight scene, shootout scene, him and the guy are trying to get guns, but each one's empty. He's like, hey, 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 you can leave. You can stay. If you stay. And he grabs the guy and braces, fuck y'all. And don't mind if I do, it's that Coke. Although it's made by the Coca-Cola company. Made by Coca-Cola, but not Coke. I mean, he's had his share of Coke, but maybe not Coca-Cola, but... Like, don't offer Van Damme Coke, please. Yeah, the bunny fucks just like me. You want to see? Fuck do you want, Ginger? You're like Andrew Santino. See, Isaac Florentine definitely knows how to showcase Van Damme in a good light. Like, he grabs the arm and the camera doesn't cut and moves and he breaks the arm. When Van Damme does the sidekick, you have the wide shots, so you can see the full extent of his sidekick. When he does the turn and kicks through the chair, he stays on there enough for let the audience see that it is him that did it. Because he does a kick and it doesn't cut and you see that it's still Van Damme. And not a double. Because sadly, and sorry I keep doing it with my jaw, damn sinuses in this weather. Been killing me for the past month or so, so I apologize. But what was it? Last Mercenary and even the Darkness of Man. I started noticing. I don't know if that's the case in Kill 'Em All 2 because I didn't see it. I didn't get a request for Kill 'Em All 2, that Van Damme film. But he's just using doubles. Even his heyday, Sally's Sudden Death, which is one of the reasons I don't get the 4K of Sudden Death. There's a shitload of doubles in that. God damn. But I hate when people use doubles in their fight scenes. I mean, that's like your job. Most of the reason you're hired is to do the action. If you're martial arts, is to showcase that, not your fucking double. Hell of a thing to say. Don't mistake these tits for weakness. Okay, hard ass. Natalie J. Robb is the name of that lady. So she's done TV work, Dream Team in 2000, The Bill in 2004, Doctors in 2001. Yeah, I don't recognize the other movies she's been in. I forgot what they said this guy's name was. Darren McDonald. So Darren McDonald is his partner here. Dan, don't recognize a lot of his movies. Young Soul Rebels. I think this is one of the last things he did. Because he was on the video game Titanfall, and then in an episode of something called Death in Paradise. He was in a film called Murder in Mind, or a TV anthology series. A film called Baby Father. Seems to work a lot with the BBC, the British. That's a little bit of the backstory of Van Damme's character. I think his daughter overdosed drugs. I know he said, well, rabbits are quiet, but I'm trying to remember the rabbits. Maybe it was his daughter's pet. And that's one of those movie tricks. Obviously, with scenes like this, they don't have Van Damme's hands, so it's like, okay, later on, have an insert shot. Just hold all these to camera. I don't know if it was the director's hands or whoever else. There's not a lot of movies where the action hero works at the border, if I think about it, the Border Patrol. I mean, there was a movie called The Border with Jack Nicholson back in like the 70s or so. But not a whole lot of movies about a Border Patrol guard. So at least it makes it a little bit different. Instead of your typical FBI, CIA type of thing. Try to find a way to outflank them. Okay, he says it's a diversion. It's like, you chicken shits. Don't take the job then. Two other cops ran, oh, I need to come home alive. Well, I get that, but you chicken shits. Damn, got a little bit of saxophone playing on the soundtrack. I don't know if you really need slow-mo there. This is the scene I was thinking of. I mean, the beginning had a bomb, but this is the scene I was thinking of, because it's not every action film that you get, unless it's specifically about a bomber, like Speed or Blown Away with Tommy Lee Jones. Or even The Specialist, where Stallone is the bomber against the bad guys. But I'm trying. The only other Van Damme I could think of that had bomb stuff was Sudden Death, when he had to go through the stadium and get the bombs. Which I always love the bit where he gets the bomb and the bad guy comes up and goes, "This is the most dangerous explosive in the world." And the guy's like, "No, it's not. I've used that stuff. There's nothing attached to it. It's safe." Oh. Then another guy comes up and goes, "This is the most explosive in the world." He tries to do the same shtick. Man, poor sumbitch. Well, that guy should be fired. Your job is to get rid of the bomb and you blew the guy up. I'd be like, you fucked up at your job. At the moment, the Border Patrol is up against a highly dangerous drug smuggling operation in which the smugglers are funneling illegal immigrants and Brits of heroin through the defenses of the U.S. border. They're randomly outfitted with C4 vests so any Border Patrol agent who interferes might get blown up. The smugglers are a road special forces unit who have taken over all of the smuggling operations in the area by killing major drug kingpins. Van Damme and his partner have to work cut out for them in trying to bring down the Road Special Forces Unit. Ooh, titties. Titties, titties, titties. Thank you. Isaac Florentine. He knew. Put some titties in there. It's fucking sad that even this type of film, even this film, I'm nostalgic for. Because this film, is a pretty straightforward movie where it's not over the top, awful CGI. Your lead is actually part of the action, can actually do some stuff. There hasn't been wall-to-wall action so far, but there's been little things here and there. At least has a little bit of, for a guy like me who's seen a lot of direct-to-video films, at least the story, there's a little bit different stuff. Again, the whole Border Patrol stuff, having people with C4 vests, things of that nature. Granted, with these action films, you always have to have these scenes where the bad guys are talking to each other and they're having a meeting with another bad guy or another group. If you do we ever really care about these type of scenes where they're talking about this exposition of we need to have a truce, we need to not fight each other, and either it goes A, they form a truce, or B, one tries to kill the other, one tries to fuck over the other to show how powerful they are and how dangerous they are. Like Adkins seems like he's just about ready to kick some ass here. Ooh, nice sidekick. I do have a theory as to why maybe Van Damme does not talk about Scott Adkins, because there was a while where people, not mainstream wise, but there were people in the action film fan community saying Scott Adkins is going to be the next Jean-Claude Van Damme. And then you see, look at that kick. doing tits that even as much as I love Van Damme, even he could not do stuff like this back to the day. And again, I love Van Damme. Van Damme and Stallone are my two favorite action stars of all time. But Scott Adkins, physical-wise, outshined Van Damme on agility and moveset. And Van Damme's moveset worked very well for him. And those movies are classics. But if Van Damme sees this stuff, if he hears about this stuff, this guy's younger, he got more years ahead of him, of course. He's faster, he's more agile. I think Van Damme sees that as a threat. Sees it as a threat, competition, however you want to put it. And a lot of these guys want to compete with each other, and they don't want the idea that someone's better than them. I mean, why do you think Stallone and Schwarzenegger competed with each other throughout the 80s into the 90s? As Arnold would say, who has the bigger guns, the bigger knives, who has the bigger killers? I killed more people in this movie, and he killed more people. I had a bigger gun, had a bigger knife. I can't do an Arnold accent to save my life, but... So I wouldn't be surprised if Van Damme maybe acted cold to him. Like, Scott Adkins, obviously a big fan. He grew up with a lot of action films. We did. And as you could tell by the Art of Action YouTube series, which I don't think he's done that in a while. I'm guessing because he's been busy with other movies. In fact, I don't even know what else he's doing. I think the girl that plays his daughter in those flashbacks is Van Damme's daughter in real life. I think we saw a little bit of flashback. Ooh, there you go. This is one of those things that if you look at the running time, like even with the script, and go, okay, it's been this amount of time, we need to have something for Van Damme to do. So even though it's a simple kick, and not only that, but serves the purpose of saving his life. Because the more I think about it, I think, isn't this the film where this guy becomes a traitor? Like, he's working with the bad guys the whole time? I think so. But yeah, the flashbacks we saw with the daughter character is played by his actual, Van Damme's actual daughter, Bianca. Which I think is the same person who was in... I think she was in that film, UFO? Was she in that? Let me double check. I think so. Maybe I know someone in UFO is one of like Van Damme. Like, that's why Van Damme did the film. Yeah, I can't remember. I swear it is. I could be wrong on that. I tend to want to forget UFO. Alien Uprising is fucking awful. There you go, nice squibs. You see by the guy's stance that this was meant to be an ambush to take out Van Damme's character. And lo and behold, Van Damme was able to succeed, and then you see this guy turn around the corner and go, damn, that wasn't meant to happen. He's not meant to still be alive. I thought this girl, she's trying a little bit of try hard, being tough and being bitchy. I think you could hold back a little bit on that. Like, come on, you can hold back a little bit on that. Just a tad bit. Oh yeah, I was going to look up what Scott Adkins, his filmography. The Accidental Spy, where you got to have a scene fighting Jackie Chan. Special Forces, that was the one with Isaac Florentine. Not U.S. SEALs, Special Forces. Okay. The Medallion, where once again got to deal with Jackie Chan. Unleashed with Jet Li. Then Undisputed 2 definitely got him some recognition, because that's a really good direct-to-video action film. He was the martial arts part of Deadpool at the end of X-Men Origins Wolverine. The Tournament is a pretty good one. I do like The Tournament. Ninja, Undisputed 3, Assassination Games I did not like. Legendary I thought was pretty awful. But yeah, Close Range I didn't mind. Hard Target 2 is so fucking stupid. And he gets in these big movies, but he really has nothing much to do. Whether it be The Bourne Ultimatum, whether it be Doctor Strange, whether it be what was it? There's another movie I was thinking of. Where was a bigger film? American Assassin. But yeah, Accident Man was good. And so was the sequel. Avengement was very good. I did like... What was it? Debt Collectors, the sequel. Day Shift, he has a supporting role. That was fun. One Shot was one of my favorites of his. One More Shot. Supposedly he's going to be in Skyline Warpath. A film called Diablo. A film called Prisoner of War. Something called R.I.P. and something called Reckless. So that's 1, 2... Something called Day of Reckoning as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 6 movies. 5... Supposedly 5 in 2025, so... If that's the case, no wonder he hasn't done anything for his YouTube channel, because he's busy. Now, whether any of that would be worth it, I don't know. Because a lot of the... I mean, everybody's inconsistent. Very rarely do you have an action star that nowadays it puts on banner after banner after banner. Very rare. Back in the day, I think that was the case. Nowadays, whether because of the budgets they have, the corners they cut with CGI and CGI sparks, CGI squibs, CGI blood. They think they are, dramas. So there's a lot of more talk, and they don't really have the best actors or the best writers to really make the drama that efficient. Even this, I thought they were still more capable of writing than compared to today. I mean, Stallone, what was it? Armor, and what was the other one? Alarm. Lousy action, lousy everything. So now Van Damme and Superior having drinks, and Yeah, she's drunk as fuck. You piss drunk and I'm holding a rabbit. A patriotic rabbit too. It's a USA got a flag right on top of it. America's rabbit. Yeah, if I think I remember correctly, that rabbit did belong to the daughter character. That's why it's so important. I will say, as I do like the film, I think we could kick up the action a little bit more. Because, okay, you had I guess the very beginning, you had a team bit with Scott Adkins. You had a little, there's been kind of like little fights. Van Damme at the diner, or, Van Damme kicking the one guy. Like these little spurts that it's nice to see. But you really, if you don't have the budget, you don't have the time, then I guess there's only so much you could do. Yeah, but this is definitely a film that not a lot of people really talk about. No one really brings up the Shepherd Border Patrol. And again, I would not put this in my top 10 Van Damme films, but if you were to speaking direct to video films, top 10 of Van Damme, sure. I would say I like The Order more. Yeah, that girl. I think that girl's Bianca Van Damme's actual daughter. But I would say The Order and Replicant. I'm trying to think. Like JCVD. And at least Van Damme cared. And yeah, at least Van Damme's cared to an extent on this stuff. What I mean by that is, compared to Steven Seagal, at least during this time, Van Damme was doing his own voice work. He didn't have someone come in to dub half his damn dialogue. He was too lazy to come in. Van Damme, he may not be doing moves like back to the day, but at least he was doing moves himself, and they were crisp enough. At least the films seem a bit more competently made, and the plot isn't too convoluted and confusing. Whereas like the CIA, the FBI, the KFC, the AT&T working together, mass hysteria. Here's bad guys, they're smuggling drugs, they're using these tactics with bombs. In this case, I think these are going to be hostages. And there you go. Yeah, I think these Border Patrol guys, how many times have they gone through details like this and they're just putting in the paycheck and stuff gets through? How many times has human error screwed things up? Oh, tattoo. Trying to play smart. Don't arouse their suspicion. But Scott notices. Damn, poor bus driver. That's pretty spiffy, having them damn guns come out of the roof. Talk about being prepared. Like, stuff like that is cool. Like, that's a detail you don't really see a lot in these movies. That they rid the bus so guns come down and they got these turrets. Like, that was cool. That's a nice little interesting bit that you don't really see done in a whole lot of movies. It's the little things you appreciate when you see enough of these type of films. Don't hit him. It's your fault with the fucking tattoo on your finger. Dipshit. Also, yeah, I think about like the details, like the person that had to put all that dirt on the windshield. And obviously you have the windshield wiper have it so it, they don't blind them, but have some dirt on the sides there, which of course would be there if you're driving those back roads that often, instead of looking just brand new and stuff. Although I don't know if there was a whole lot of dirt on the wide shot of these vehicles on the windshield. It seems like almost up close, but I'm not sure on the wide shots. See like all that dirt around? But I don't know if it's in there in the wide shots. Oh, it's that will be speed, is it? To be what I need. Of course, speed at Keanu Reeves, which Scott Adkins would work with on John Wick 4, which I was not a fan of. Because I did not like the direction of the story. I did not like the running time. And I don't think killing off John Wick was the right idea. Just me. There you go. Ooh, got one of them. I mean, that's the thing with these movies is that you always have to remember they don't have as much budget. I just think of like back in the day, I Come in Peace. I Come in Peace had maybe a $3 million budget, give or take. You just see the amount of action and other stuff that happens in that, and we can't get that today. I mean, unless these films cost much, much, much less than that. Which I guess you gotta think of these movies, a good portion of their budget is going to go to the star. Because the stars was going to sell the movie. Especially in the foreign markets. Which action films are popular over there because action can be spoken in every language. Action doesn't need an interpreter. And then, oh yeah, we love the action stars. Stallone, Arnold, Van Damme. Worldwide, people enjoy their movies because they enjoy action. I mean, just like I do. So you pay to get a star, and you have enough of a budget that you don't make a profit from the get-go. You sell it to the market, they pay for the budget and then some, so you're already making a profit. And that's how people like Seagal and Van Damme would dip movies out almost on a yearly basis. Sometimes two, hell, sometimes 3 or 5 a year, like Seagal did. He had like 5 or 6 movies in one year. Despite the fact Seagal had been sucking it up for that long, I guess there's still people, I would say out of morbid curiosity, still seeing this stuff. I can only say that's the only reason. At least this, it's for, again, for what they had, it's competently done. Yep, trying to shoot right in the ass. And there you go. Now, I don't know if Van Damme did that role. But the other stuff, like the way it's staged is really cool. 1, 2, 3, block it, nice blood squibs, blood splatter, 4. And even that camera movement to show what his point of view is and focusing right over here to show where they're at. Whatever, fatso. Yeah, I think this is around the time when we find out his buddy was a turncoat piece of shit. I know a lot of these movies portray Mexico as this hellhole, and I know people in Mexico get pissed about that, get angry about that, but I'm sorry. With all the stories you hear about Mexico, about how there are police that are corrupt, there are police that get bought off. I mean, people going missing and people disappearing, and I'm just saying, I mean, it's where there's smoke, there's fire. I, I, I doubt they're all making it up. And just saying. So, Mexican cops want a little bit of playtime. Now I did it. Is this really someone necessary to the plot? Because we're just waiting for these guys to transfer Van Damme to the bad guys? No, but give us an opportunity to see Van Damme fight, and this is what we want as an audience. We want this type of stuff. This is what we're paying for. And see, Isaac Florentine wanted Van Damme to be in it as much as possible. So you'll see a lot of this stuff is Van Damme like that, using the slow-mo, not cutting away for a bit, so we see that it's Van Damme, his face, the reveal. Right there, to have the 2 punches and the nice roundhouse kick. Okay, this is what Van Damme can do at his age. He's a bit older. Let's utilize what he can do. And the slow motion here is appropriate. I don't mind. Ooh, nice. Some nice D's. And you see it's actually Van Damme doing that, which is cool. You see him going up, and again, the director shows enough. When he's going up, you see a bit of his face. When he's going down, you see the back of his head, but keeps the shot, so you see this is his face on the landing. And go, wow, yeah, he did that move. So, very cool. Why couldn't he do this in sudden death instead of all the fucking doubles and every fucking fight scene? But probably because then he was having a hard time with cocaine. That's one thing. If I ever had a chance to ask whoever was in that film, well, the actors were not, though. It'd have to be either Peter Hyams or whoever doubled Van Damme, to ask him what the hell happened. What happened? Now they just say, well, the schedule was very busy and very tight, so Van Damme was needed other places, and while that's happening, we shot the chunks of the fight that we put Van Damme in for certain pieces. That way we could get it done in an acceptable fashion. But this is a big budget studio action film. Other ones don't have to do that. It's not like you saw a lot of Stallone doubles in the fucking stick fight and began Rambo 3 and among other shit, so that's just my thoughts, my take on it. But that was a fun little fight scene to have in there. And let's say at least, we're seeing the action ramp up and ratchet up. We had the sequence with the bus, which was fun. We had that fight scene in the jail. And then we're going to have more throughout it. We got the finale. We got the little fight with Scott Adkins. Doesn't overstay his welcome. And works for what it needs to be. Now he's being transferred to the bad guys. And giving a damn funeral. Who the fuck was that one person, doing this? Was that their fucking phone or something else they're holding? What the hell was that? That one girl. Yeah, or is it a tape recorder? It's down here, and then one wide shot. Yeah, over there on the is that like a microphone maybe she's holding? I mean, I don't know if all this is needed, this whole parade and... Like, is this all needed? Is this something we all need in the movie? How about you fight me man to man, one on one? We'll find out, pussy. Love how some of these bad guys talk so fucking tough, but you have to have a good old gallery of guys to help you out. Probably help you wipe your ass, guy. I like the one shot I remember where is his wide shot where he's dropped and he's dropped very close to the water. Yeah, that bit there. I don't know why it reminds me of a video game. Like Dead to Rights or something. Just reminds me of a video, you know, in a good way, that is. Sorry, I'm listening to the dialogue. If you're wondering why I'm silent. I know this came out on DVD. I have the DVD. I don't know if this has a Blu-ray. I'm thinking it does. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't have a Blu-ray. I don't even know if this has a Blu-ray. Let me double check. No, I'm not seeing. I'm just seeing a DVD. Unless there's one overseas. No, the only thing I see is a DVD. So wow, this at least in the US doesn't even have a Blu-ray. That's crazy because I mean it is 2008, before Blu-ray really became much of a thing. I would say it was, well, it wasn't as commonplace as a few years later with films like the Expendables. I remember in 2010. I think that was one of the first Blu-rays I got because it had. Oh, story I have the feature, you know, the big documentary on the film. Now, Van Damme does a good job. I mean, people can make fun of his acting all they want. I think he's got that voice, that presence, that star quality. And he to be when he's got to be dour and serious and that low voice going. He do that very well in scenes like that. In Hell, Wake of Death. Granted, it would have been nice if he could change it up, like do one or two dour ones, then one or two or so that a little bit more like the order. Smile and double impact, energy, some energetic, but maybe he felt acting this way. I swear for a second I thought he was going to punch her in the damn stomach. Yeah, I definitely saw a little bit of CGI there with the sparks there. I mean, at least it was brief, so I wasn't honed in on it to be too distracting, but definitely in there enough. Okay. Sorry, just... Alright. Damn piece of fuzz. I know that's really exciting to hear about, but... Damn, all these old computer graphics. Which, yeah, I mean, that's crazy. Even from 2008 standards, just how different technology became. I mean, now you're talking about possible AI this, AI that, all that jazz. And Van Damme was in good shape. He was in some pretty damn good shape here. I mean, to be fair, Van Damme's always been in pretty good shape. Unlike fucking Seagal. Ooh, nice leg sweep there. There we go. Right in the either the crotch or the gut. There you go. Should have been on the good guy side, buddy. I mean, I don't mind this character. Sometimes she like pushes the tough gal a little bit, but overall I don't mind her. Definitely got an attitude. And it's sad about Van. I mean, I keep going back to this. It's sad about all these action guys where, I mean, it's just how it is. They get older and they just can't do it anymore. I know there's a French film called The Gardener. That's not going to be good. It's not going to be. Because Van Damme can only do. He can't do. We can't expect. Like, 2008 was how long ago? $17 years ago? Yeah, because he had three more, it'd be 20th. 17 fucking years ago. And Van Damme was getting a bit older at this point in his life. But where we think he's going to do what he did in Lionheart and Double Impact and Universal Soldier nowadays? No. It's just not the case. So you hope for someone to come out of the blue, like Life After Fighting, or you hope that they get with a director and they get a decent enough budget, like The Beekeeper did, and I don't know about A Working Man that's coming out. We'll see. Jamie Foxx and Day Shift, like those kind of things. That's what you're hoping for. Just how it is. No one can escape time. By the way, I wanted to comment, nice blood splatter when he killed that guy on the stairs. Even that, it's weird that I have to praise that, but compared to what they do nowadays, yeah. Like that nice bit of slow-mo where he's pumping the shotgun. This stuff that people knew how to do by the dozen back to the day in the direct-to-video market. Even, Jess Speakman films like Daily Outbreak and Street Night and Land of the Free. I've seen a couple Lorenzo Lamas films. Bounty Tracker, Snake Eater films. What was it the other day? Blood for Blood, aka Midnight Man. And you can't even get those kinds of fucking direct-to-video or streaming films nowadays. Like, you can't, which is ridiculous. Like, sometimes with action films, you have to give the audience what they fucking want. And not cut corners. Don't have fucking, anyway. I'm just sounding like a broken record, I know. The bad guys lost their fucking money. The deal is done and screwed over. And we got about 19 minutes left in the movie, so we're definitely getting to the finale here. Because, yeah, I think the credits are going to be about 3-4 minutes, so it's about 15 minutes left. And we still got the Van Damme Scott Adkins fight to look forward to. You think he would have, I mean, ooh, there you go. Block that shit. Nice stunt. Guy took the head, fell down on his back like a champ. No backseat drivers. There you go. Goodbye, guy. No backseat driving. Ooh, nice. Slam his ass down. And that was cool. 2-piece and a biscuit there. Well, if it wasn't for the bombs, it would have been nice to have a vest. I always think of that bit, I mean, it wasn't too intricate, but him, shooting the two guys and trying, shooting the lock off. I always think of that scene in the pilot of JCVD, where it's like the movie within the movie, and Van Damme's doing all this stuff, and it's looking like in one shot. I'm like, why can't you do that in an actual fucking movie? But, but it's done for fucking... Which I liked the pilot and the Jean-Claude Van Johnson. Sadly, there was only the one season and didn't last longer, which is a fucking shame. Batwoman got 3 fucking seasons, but Jean-Claude Van Johnson only got 1. Go fucking figure. There's some dog shit shows that get more than 1 season, but fucking Van Damme show couldn't. Oh, because Amazon dropped it to buy that fucking Lord of the Rings to make that Rings of Power, which everybody and their mama fucking hated. Hated so much they got a fucking season 2 because they're trying to get their money back. And people didn't like the shit and thought it was fucking awful. But I don't care about Lord of the Rings. I don't like any of them, so. But goddamn, you waste all that fucking money for bullshit. In my opinion, bullshit. But hey, what do I know, right? Fuck Rings of Power. And fuck Lord of the Rings. If it wasn't for Amazon doing that bullshit, maybe Van Johnson could have gotten a 2nd season. Just hey, why not? It's content. Now, again, I'm sorry for the commentary. I don't really have much details on the production, where they shot this. I mean, I guess I could look up on Wikipedia, but even the DVD didn't really have much of any. I don't think there was any commentary. There's not much for special features. Nice piece of editing, that going back and forth, back and forth. I mean, it says here it was shot in Bulgaria for 47 days from February to March 2007. And then it was released March 4th, 2008, Region 1 and Region 2 DVD in July 2008 by Sony Pictures Home Entertainment. Ooh, a nice front fall from Van Damme. I say it was nice to see because Like, compared to Seagal, where, like, every other fucking scene was Seagal sitting in a chair, a double, him just doing this. And then you go to see this, and you see him doing the front fall like that. Like, Seagal would never do that. An explosion, and Seagal push, and then fall face first, and him doing the stunt. You would never have Seagal do that. He wouldn't do that. But Van Damme would. And you do your kicks and punches, and you'll be an action star. And Van Damme was always willing to get beaten up in his movies. So to have a bit of an underdog, so it's the roller coaster. You go the lull, and then rise up, and then you get the release, and the comeback. So whether it be Bolo Yun beats him up a bit in Bloodsport, or the beginning part Tip Boxer, or the end fight of Tip Boxer, the beginning part. Like I said, Scott and Van Damme worked together a lot. Again, there was this film, Assassination Games, Universal Soldier: Day of Reckoning, Expendables 2. That's a really nice tip there. Really nice tip by Scott. Ooh, a beautiful backflip too. That's the thing, you have like another guy that could do these crazy kicks. They didn't do backflips and kicks like that, so I was like, well, how can Van Damme even manage? That just reminds me of the Van Damme film where it's like, fight smarter, not harder. So you did that nice blade sweep and some kicks in there. Nice kick to the back of the head. And a few years later, you have Van Damme killing Scott Adkins here, and a few years later, you'll have Scott killing Van Damme and Universal Soldier: Day of Reckoning. So the fight was there. I wouldn't say it's a fantastic fight or anything. Maybe because like Isaac Florentine knew that, hey, you know what, this guy's faster, this guy's more agile, this guy to do more moves. Van Damme, he can only do so much. So we're seeing a bit more slow-mo, a bit more of this and that. Yeah, it's an okay fight. Watch it again. It's okay. It wasn't. I'm not gonna call it a great fight scene. I'm just not. It was okay. I mean, it's a masterpiece compared to the stuff Seagal was doing at this time. So there's that. Sorry you killed your boyfriend, guy. It's not my problem. Bad guys, they talk too much. You talk too much. You never shut up. I said you talk too much. See, if he stopped talking and just started shooting, Van Damme would be dead. And you probably would have left, and you would have been alive. Uh, I don't know why the bad guy just watches Van Damme throw this. Like, why doesn't he just shoot Van Damme? I mean, that doesn't really make sense. I guess the point is that he's in shock of this memory that he had. But at the same time, Van Damme would not have known that. So, as Van Damme's taking it out, bam, bam, bam. There you go. He pulls out of his pocket, bam, bam, Van Damme's dead. So that, I mean, that doesn't really make sense to me. I pull this out. Can you just shoot him? I reconnected the bomb. You just shoot him. I'm ready to throw it. You just shoot him. Yeah, I'm going to let go. You just shoot him. And then he puts the gun down and go, yeah, I'll go ahead, blow me up. I mean, if you shot Van Damme, even if you miss, he could have blown himself up, and then just like how Van Damme was there, he survived the explosion that's nearby. Would have been vice versa. The guy would have survived. So again, that doesn't really make sense to me. So I forgot about that. Now I know why I forgot about that, because I thought that was pretty, I don't know. I didn't really care. That was kind of stupid. That was kind of dumb. If it was one of those things that Van Damme noticed the guy and he's blocking and he gets tipped away or hit away and then he pulls out a detonator, you find out while in that struggle he put it in the guy's coat pocket, that I would have liked a bit more. But I mean, that's just me. And that's just me. Sorry, I'm listening to a dialogue if you wonder why I'm being silent, so. But that's another nice little thing, is they didn't just go with the forcing a love story. He's going to go back to his wife to try to work things out. They are comrades, they're compatriots. And they didn't try to force a love story into there, which would have been more typical. So I actually appreciate that detail. Not every movie needs a love story angle. So, and we got the American flag, USA, America, fuck yeah. The motherfucking day, yeah. But yeah, that's the Shepherd Border Patrol. Like I said, I liked the film. I think it's a decent movie. I would not put it up there with my favorite Van Damme films. Like if I'm talking about Hard Target, Time Cop, Bloodsport, Universal Soldier, like those. No, I would not make the top 10. Direct-to-video films, I would probably put like The Order, Weight of Death, JCVD, Replicant. I don't know. I might put 6 Bullets above this. I don't know. Maybe. But this was fun. It was still a fun movie. Like I said, I like the idea of taking place at Border Patrol. Just made things a bit different. Like I said, it wasn't just he's an FBI or he's a CIA agent. Okay, he's Border. At least that was a bit of a different venue. Having Scott Adkins in there, definitely a plus. He could definitely do the physical, acrobatic physique in his fight scenes. Van Damme, I mean, Isaac Florentine got a couple pretty good little fight scenes in there. At least compared to what he was doing in other films in this era. Especially compared to what Seagal, some other guys were doing. You know, the fight in the Mexican jail. The fight between him and Scott Adkins was there, but it didn't blow me away or anything. I think there's a little bit too much slow-mo used. And then the fact that they made Van Damme's character dizzy and being like less effective. And then having like this big coat on. But they have that coat because you gotta reveal the bomb later. That's why. The vested stuff. Which I would think if Scott Adkins is punching, he would have punched that vest, would have hurt his damn hands, you would think. Did you punch at a damn vest? You think it would have fucked up Scott Adkins' hands, but apparently not. No, because they didn't want to tell you that he had the vest yet. But anyway. Bez is, like I said, I didn't mind the story, the bits with his daughter. I thought the rabbit stuff, was cute. It's fine. It's a fine direct-to-video action film that if you're a Van Damme fan, is definitely worth a watch. I definitely put up there with one of the better direct-to-video Van Damme films. Again, in this era, I put The Order and Replicant above it, but it's better than Derailed. It's better than The Hardcore. I don't mind Second Command, but I would put this above Second Command. Like The Hardcore was pretty bad. And again, I like this more than Assassination Games. I like this more than Dragon Eyes or, God forbid, that UFO movie. I don't mind Enemies Closer, but I would put this above it. Swelter I did not like. Pound of Flesh I thought sucked. Kickboxer Vengeance, I thought those films sucked. Kill 'Em All was lame as hell. Blackwater was lame as fuck. The Bouncer was disappointing. We Die Young wasn't that good in my opinion. The Last Mercenary was disappointing. Darkness of Man was better than some of those others, but still not that great. Kill 'Em All 2 I didn't see. The Gardener I don't think it will be that good. It's a French film. So I just don't see it being that good. Just my thoughts. But this, I didn't mind it. Didn't mind it for what it was. So I'm sorry that the commentary wasn't much, but I tried to do the best I can. Thanks once again to Ben for his kindness, and we will see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.